Luxury fashion house Christian Dior has fired its star designer John Galliano after he allegedly went on an anti-Semitic tirade in a Parisian bar last week. And this video surfaced of him making similar remarks in a separate incident in December. Watch this.
Are you blonde? Are you blonde with
No,
blue
but I
eyes?
love Hitler.
See?
People like you would be dead today. Your mothers, your forefathers would be gassed.
Oh my God. Do you have a problem?
With you? Yeah, I know.
He's no beauty. Hello. With me now to talk about this are Jacob Bernstein, senior reporter at the Daily Beast, Robert Verdi, celebrity stylist and co-creator of FirstComeFashion.com, and Rabbi Marvin Hier, founder and dean of the Simon Wiesenthal Center, Museum of Tolerance. Welcome to the show, all of you. Rabbi, this guy Galliano is gay. Doesn't he realize Hitler would have gassed him as well? He doesn't seem to get that. He would have been right in there.
He would have been in the front of the line. But it's simply absolutely outrageous, and a person who considers himself a mainstreamer. You know, in the last year, 2010, we've had a number of anti-Semitic remarks by mainstream people all over the world.
Yeah, what is that? What's going on?
It's a new phenomena, and I congratulate Christian Dior and Natalie Portman for doing the right thing and say there's no room for this, and firing him was the right thing to do. And the only thing I can say is that he still has a job opportunity if he contacts Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, who I'm sure would hire him.
I'm sure there's a real opening over there. Let me read you Natalie Portman's full statement while he mentioned it. I am deeply shocked and disgusted by the video of John Galliano's comments that surfaced today. In light of this video, and as an individual who is proud to be Jewish, I will not be associated with Mr. Galliano in any way. Do you think, Jacob, do you think that her statement prompted Dior to fire the guy?
No, I don't think her statement prompted them to fire him at all. I just think it was the right thing to do, and I think it's too bad that other people on Sunday night at the Oscars were still wearing his dresses. I mean, you know,
and they made no comment about the fact that they were wearing it, and they knew about this.
Yeah, totally. I mean, and there are relationships that these celebrities now have with the fashion houses, and payments are made. And
it's really despicable.
And they should not have been wearing his dresses.
I don't think they knew in advance of the Oscars. This tape hadn't been released. It was all suspect.
No, they knew something. They knew it.
I mean, there was already. I mean, there was absolutely already. You know, strong indications that he had made anti-Semitic remarks. There was an accusation out there.
The big news is really that Charlie Sheen is actually going to play Galliano in a movie that's directed by Mel Gibson, and it's coming out next Purim.
Yeah. You know, let me just say something. We tried to book a few designers tonight to talk about this. Now, they were busy. They all have something else to do, they said. And I'm waiting to see what all of them will be tweeting and Facebooking about this, because a lot of them are Jewish themselves. Rabbi, don't you think that everybody needs to speak out against this sort of thing immediately? I'm doing it. We're doing it.
Absolutely. As I said before, Joy, these are mainstream individuals. You know, you can expect this from terrorists, from crackpots, from the neo-Nazi movement. But when it goes mainstream, we need everybody in the mainstream community to condemn it.
I mean, what is there seems to be, he's right, the rabbi.
Yeah, I agree.
There's like this upsurge. You know, Helen Thomas was on my show a couple of weeks ago, and her comment about the Jews was they needed to go back to Europe and not go to Israel the way they did.
We should invite her over for Shabbat and give her a brisket.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, Rabbi, when she said something like that, it's like, what were they going to go back to exactly in those days? And also, this shows you that anti-Semitism is always there.
Is always there.
You know, it's always under the surface.
All the racism. There's a lot of racism there.
Yeah,
and let me point out, she knows that too. She knows the Jews have where would they go back to? Those who came to Israel. She knows that, but she made the statement anyway, and unbelievably, she was an honored guest by many presidents at the White House. You'd never expect that from a person like that. Then there's Oliver Stone, who made remarks, Jews own everything. You know, we control the media, we own it should only be true.
Yeah. I don't think Rupert Murdoch is Jewish. Okay, this guy, but the thing about this Galliano is that he also had a collection of homeless people outfits.
Yes, he did.
What is up with him?
Yes, well, I think the interesting thing is that everything about Galliano's politics has raised uncomfortable questions. I think, you know, his vision of women. He once said that his ultimate goal was for men to want to have sex with a woman when she wears one of his dresses.
With me.
This is not Miuccia Prada who was in a discourse with architects and like Cool House and reading books. I mean, this was about kind of a certain Sex in the City vision of the world. And then he did this homeless collection, and he said after that he believes that the homeless people on the Seine are very chic and choose to be homeless. So
they choose to be homeless.
They choose to be homeless. I mean, the idea that it was about mental illness was something he didn't quite get. And in terms of what you were saying,
maybe he's just stupid.
Yes, I think that is a distinct possibility.
But the reality is that homelessness is the new black, and everybody in fashion knows that.
The rabbi's going, whatever. It's not that good a joke. Whatever.
Rabbi, you know I'm just joking.
He's a jokester.
You know.
With those...
I know that, and I appreciate it.
That's all right. The Jews love a good laugh. But the other thing is that apparently this guy, Rabbi, he was drunk. They say in this video, he looked a little drunk.
Yeah.
Is that an excuse? That was the excuse that Mel Gibson gave.
No, that's what Mel Gibson said.
Yeah.
They're all drunk. The fact of the matter is, there's a Yiddish saying, and it's what a drunk has on his tongue is what he has on his tongue in his normal state of affairs.
Right.
So I don't believe that the drunkenness is going to be an excuse. This is a person who obviously loves Hitler.
Another Jewish statement.
There's also another one that I love, which is, what a schmuck.
What a schmuck. Exactly. now, Charlie Sheen, Charlie Sheen is under fire for calling 2.5 Men creator Chuck Lorre, Rabbi, listen to this, by his Hebrew name, Chaim Levine, okay? The guy's name is Charles Levine, I believe. But Charlie Sheen says, well, Chaim Levine, and he's sort of under the gun for making a sort of an anti-Semitic slur. Do you put in the same category with this? Or do you think that was anti-Semitic?
I don't know. I don't think it's in the same category at all. I mean, I'm not defending, Charlie Sheen, but it's not in the same category. Let's remember that in the case of when we're talking about Galliano, he said that the Jews, your parents, your grandparents were gassed. They deserve to be gassed. That's a different level of anti-Semitism. But let me say this: when Charlie Sheen. He explained his way out of it. He says, look, Chaim Lorre, that's the way he identified himself 3 weeks ago, and he called himself Chaim Lorre, but he didn't explain why he said on the radio that his bosses at CBS were Nazis. His lawyer, and he never explained that.
I don't know what that even, I can't even imagine what he's talking about. Charlie Sheen has been very erratic and ranting all over the place.
Well, yes, I mean, one thing you're seeing is that the anti-Semites are not geniuses, right? I mean, Galliano may be a genius technically as a fashion designer, but that is not the same thing as having intellectual firepower. I
don't know that you can say that anti-Semites are not geniuses. You have Ezra Pound, who was a great poet. Right. He was an anti-Semite. The Wagner whole thing, right, Rabbi? You don't have to be stupid to be an anti-Semite.
No, you don't.
A lot of them are very bright people, and that's even more dangerous. I don't even think Hitler was that stupid, to tell you the truth.
Well,
scary.
let's remember that when they planned the Wannsee Conference, which was the conference that decided to gas the Jews, 8 of the 14 participants were PhDs. Really? So you can be a mainstreamer and be an anti-Semite.
And believe me, Dr. Joseph Mengele was an MD. Right. I mean,
that's correct.
It's really scary stuff. Okay, thank you guys very much for this.
Get some kugel.
Let's all have some kugel. A quick programming note. Tomorrow night at 10 p.m., I'll be joined by one of my, listen to this, my favorite actresses of all time, the fabulous Catherine Deneuve.